the surdos just have a two cycle part, and it doesn't turn around like a traditional maracatu. So it goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me slow down that part a little bit, and I'll just play one. I'll play one full cycle of it, 2 measures. So it's boom. Here, let me see if I can count. I don't know if you guys can hear my foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, 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 boom. Well, sorry, I went right back into it. But it's a variation of more of the traditional parts. Boom, boom, bidum, bidum, boom, boom, badab, badab. And that just continues, that cycles back and forth, just that 2 measure part. Okay. What else do we need to do?
If that's so, we have, I think, all the basic rhythms for Hege and maracatu.
Maracatu, yeah. That's actually 2 maraca. Maybe we should do maracatu as well.
Oh, we just did 2 maraca, not maracatu.
Yeah, maraca,
okay, so we've
kind
got
of the same thing, but let me see. What other parts are we missing? You know what? I don't know that I know the Kaisha part. I don't know what they're playing, so we'll have to get that.
So those are the basic foundation parts, like that I could put in a column of the basic rhythms.
Yeah. That's traditional maracatu.
Okay.
And we do kind of a. We don't even need to put up the other one, I don't think.
In terms of the other, so like for the snare drums, they're going to be playing some variation of that, or do they have their own completely independent basic rhythm when those?
No, that's the basic rhythm.
Okay, yeah. So you just play all the basic rhythms, although different parts might have this one or that one.
Well, yeah, the Kaishas like to go off and do something different.
Right.
Which, you know, I kind of don't mind in smaller groups like 1 or 2. But when we get a lot of Kaishas together, you can't have 5 people off doing, you know, fills and everything.
Yeah.
Because it adds a lot of noise.
So yeah, it becomes muddy eventually.
It becomes muddy. And again, they're the groove. They're creating this groove for us. So they need to just hold down that, you know, so they need to just keep that groove going because the color is somewhere else.
Yeah.
And the Kaishas really shouldn't be adding color. So, and we have some different parts for that we, well, you know, I could probably do these parts. Well, so the maracatu that we play is not a traditional maracatu. It's a little bit different, even though the surdi part's the same. I don't know if, and we have an intro that's different, but let's leave the intro out.
Okay.
Well, you know what? Maybe we should play the intro.
Okay.
Because I can do that. All right. Okay. So we also have a different variation of maracatu that we play that's not all that traditional, and we have an intro to that we do. And that intro is actually it's a traditional African. Well, I don't know about traditional. It's an African rhythm called. It's the intro for an African rhythm called Lola, which means moon. And we play this. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me just let me play both of these parts. So it's call and response. It's call and response with the haponique or the lead player and the rest of the ensemble. So I'm going to play. Sounds a little dead, but I'm going to play this part, and this is what the whole ensemble would do. So the intro is really in 2 sections. I just told you that Lola was the intro, but that's actually the second half. And I bring that up because, well, you don't have to put this on there, but we're going to include another rhythm later that includes that break. So I'm trying to separate the breaks out. So there's 2 parts of this intro break, and I'll play the first part for you. So that's the first part. Actually, let me just play it. It's easier to play than sing. So that's the first part of the break. So it's really just a 1-hit note response. The second part of the break goes like this. So that's a little bit harder for people to remember. So there's two parts of the break. There's that first part, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, boom, which is repeated with a variation 4 times. And then there's the Lola break, which is the second part. And then we go into the rhythm. Okay, so let me play I'll play the whole break. Here we go. Notice that the last note ends with a lead player, not with the band. So the mistake people make is they hit right after that again. So let's break that down real quick, the second part, because that's the part that confuses people. The first 2 parts of it, if you think of it as in 3 parts, that second break, sometimes that's the way I think of it. Sometimes it's easier. Da-ba-boom, da-ba-boom, da-boom. So there's the first part, okay? The second part's exactly the same, so you play that twice. And again. So those are the same. The third part is a little bit variation of that, and that's where people get confused. Okay, and I'm going to let you guys figure out how to break that down because everybody learns in a different way. Let me play it one more time. Okay, and then we go into the rhythm after that. So that's the intro to the Maracatu, the variation that we do. You know what? Oh, okay. So I'll tell you what. Let's record this too.
Okay.
So although traditionally there are no tambo parts in Maracatu, the variation that we play, one of the variations we play, we have a tambo part for it, and it goes like this. Remember, the key thing to know about Maracatu is that we all hit the one together. Let me sing the part first. Da da ga da ga jiki da 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 ga da ga ding 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 da da ga jack ga da ga da da. And you can put a flip in there as well. I'm not sure how that. Well, I'm not quite sure how to do that since I don't play that part. But the part on the hapanique is the same. So the hapanique players play the same thing. Because there's a roll in there for the hapanique, but the hapaniques and the tambos are essentially playing the same thing. Da da ga da ga da ga da ding 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 da da. I'll tell you what. Let me count my fingers. Da da ga da ga da ga da 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 ga da ding ding da da ga da ga da 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 ga ding ding. So I played the whole 2-measure cycle twice. What's up?
Can I interrupt?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. No, that's fine.
Oh, you need to get something.
I need to get my computer.
Okay. So, maybe we should do the foundation parts for Akiwolo too.
Okay.
Because those are pretty straightforward and quick, and those are things I think we can do.
Then we'll have 3 songs for the foundation parts.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know what? We can do all the foundation parts for Batucada as well.
Okay. Great.
Because I think those are the things that one player can do. All the breaks, I think it's better to have, since it's call and response, it's better to have more people.
And absolutely, and this will give me a lot of work. I mean, this would be a lot just to do, just to get all this stuff up.
I'd like to get Batucada up because that's a thing that everybody thinks we play it. We don't play it much because we don't play it right. Okay. So, get these things out of the way. Okay. So another rhythm that we play is Akiwolo, which is it's a traditional. It has a traditional Nigerian rhythm. It's a song that was written and performed by Babatunde Olatunji, and he played it on more African instruments, but we have kind of redone this for Brazilian bateria. So the parts for the first and second surdos, the marker and the resposta, are the same as in reggae. Okay, so they're keeping that foundation rhythm going, that 1, that strong beat on the downbeat. So the part for the marker is simply this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4. Just keeping the beat on 1 and 3. Okay, that's for the big drum. Okay, 1, 2, 4, 2, 4. And as you can probably already guess, the Resposta plays the 2 and 4. And I'll do that real quick for you. Although I think you probably already know this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that I use my hand to mark out the notes that I'm not playing. And it's not just that I'm using that to keep time, it actually it stifles the sound of the surdo. If you listen to this, 1, 2, I was playing the marker part there, but that's very different than this. Hear how you actually get that extra sound.